Hello world, Mama Voice is back with another video, and I am so happy to actually be doing a video. It's been a while. So today's video is going to be a word of the day, which has not been done in a while. And that word was given to me, patience. So you all already know this is going to be good. The word of the day is patience. And the definition of patience, according to the dictionary, is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting upset. That's the definition of patience. Patience is the ability to endure difficult circumstances. Patience may involve perseverance in the face of delay, tolerance of provocation without responding in disrespect, anger, or forbearance. Okay. And then patience is a virtue, meaning, because that's something that most people will say, patience is a virtue. The ability to wait for something without getting angry or upset is a valuable quality in a person. And then, according to what Ephesians 4:2, the Bible says, "For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise." So all of that, of course, ties into what I'm going to talk about, because for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. So you have to have patience in order to might receive the promise. But the key is to have patience. Patience is a person's ability to wait on something out of or endure something tedious without getting riled up. So basically, it's hard in a nutshell to have patience. And it's funny because that word was just dropped in my spirit, because I've had to have patience in my lifetime for a lot of things. And I'm still in a waiting, it seemed like I'm in a waiting state. So you have to basically, it's the ability to endure difficult circumstances. And it's the ability to wait or to continue doing something despite the difficulties. So, in all honesty, this word here, we all have to endure and wait for something in our life, and with something that, we may not want to wait on. You always hear somebody say, be patient. You know, you could be waiting in line for your meal, you're hungry, you're ready to eat, and you have to basically get in the drive-through. You go through the drive-through, and you're hungry. So it's a long wait, long line, especially if you get in specific restaurant lines. I'm not going to name any or whatever, but they have their drive-through lines wrapped around the building. And that in itself requires patience. You know, you have to wait till it's your turn. We learned that at a young age, you know. I don't know if, you know, back in the day, but I know back in my day, in elementary school, you had your classroom. In the classroom, it had the little bathroom. And we would all, of course, go to we go outside to play recess or what have you. But before we would go out to recess, the teacher would always allow us to, those that needed to go to the bathroom, you stood in line. You stood in line and you waited your turn to go to the bathroom. Or you stood in line, especially after coming back in from recess, you stood in line to get a drink of water from the water fountain. And honey, those times when you have to actually have patience. We learned at a young age to have patience and wait. Even when it came to going to lunch, to get your food, you had to stand in line and wait. And a lot of my examples involve you standing in line. Anywhere you go, one of the most tedious places to go as an adult is when you have to go to the DMV. Oh, that's an all day thing. Go to the DMV to renew your license or to get your license. I remember going when I first had to go for my first time to take the test to get my license, my restricted license, to learn my learner's permit, so to speak. And honey, that line was so long. I mean, it was an all day thing, but I had to have patience. You have to have patience to sit there because you can't miss your appointment. And even like I got an appointment, you know, I got an appointment, but I'm still having to wait for hours to be seen. And that's even at the doctor's office, same thing. You have to wait in line. You have to sit there, even though you have an appointment. You can have an appointment, but sometimes you still have to wait regardless of the appointment. The point or the purpose of setting an appointment was because you had a specific time that you wanted to, you set a specific time for you to be seen, or it's for you to be there. Because not necessarily you can have an 8 o'clock appointment or 8:30 appointment, but you still don't get seen until the nurse or the doctor the nurse calls you in the back. And you had an 8:30 appointment, but you don't necessarily get in the back until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that can be tedious because most of the time you're going to the doctor, guess what? On a work day. So normally I just used to have to normally take a half a day off because you already know that even though your appointment is scheduled for a certain time, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be seen at that exact time. Therefore, you have to be patient and wait. And sometimes it's not always easy. When you're waiting in line for your food, you're hungry. Those hunger pains, your stomach don't understand that you having to stand in line and wait. Even if you're, God forbid, you're not feeling good, you going to the doctor for a reason, you're not feeling well, you have to wait to see the doctor. But sometimes I can remember times where when I went in and just was feeling awful. But because, you know, I had to wait to be seen, it just didn't feel like waiting. And that's some things that we have to go through in life. It's some things that we're waiting on. You know, we've been believing God for. We've been waiting for him to move on our behalf or whatever. And the season of waiting seems to be forever. Lord, I've been praying about this forever. I've been waiting on you forever. But just like the scripture said, you know, where you basically you have to be patient. Yes. Basically, it says, for ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. So even if you have the patience, you have to have the need for it. It's a need, because even after you've done what you're supposed to do, you still have to wait on the Lord to perform that what you're in need of. So you need patience. So guess what? That's what you have to pray for. Lord, give me the patience. Help me with waiting. Help me to wait on you, because that can be the hardest part. Waiting. It may seem like forever. And guess what? God's time ain't our time. His time ain't our time. This should already happen by now, Lord. This should already happen by now. But guess what? It hasn't happened yet, because, and I can't stand, I don't know about nobody else. I'm getting ready to be real transparent. I can't stand for people to say, well, you just ain't ready. How you know I ain't ready? I think I'm ready. That irks me. But it's the truth. It irks me for people to say, well, you just ain't ready for it yet. But I had to come to the realization of, especially when it comes to waiting on my mate, I had to come to the realization that I honestly was not ready. If God would have brought me my mate years ago, I most likely was not ready, because I had so much baggage. I had so much mess. I had so much hurt and pain that he had to work through and sift through. And I struggle with that, because I'm like, all these other people don't tell me they was ready, because they got a lot of hurt and baggage too. You know, everybody that got married, everybody that's together in their relationship, they weren't ready. Not necessarily, you know, they going through or whatever. So why couldn't I just go through too? But I realized that truthfully, I really was not. I'm set in my ways. Certain things that he still have to deal with me and work with me on and get me past. Because I definitely would have forfeited my blessing. I definitely would have, you know, he would have walked out or whatever the case may be, messing around. But at the end of the day, and dude most likely ain't ready either, clearly, you know. So we have to be patient, even when it comes to our careers, when it comes to just everyday life. It's a important word to teach our children, patience. You know, we learn it as children. We learn it, but we don't really understand, you know, having to wait in line to go to the bathroom, having to wait in line to go to the water fountain, having to wait in line to get our lunch every day. You know, you have to wait your turn. It's not your turn. But how many know that now, you know, some of us, it's our turn. It's our turn now to receive from the Lord. It's our turn now to receive our blessings. And guess what? You better get ready. You better get ready. If you're not ready, you better get ready, because now it's your turn to receive. And the thing about it, there are 3 qualities of patience. You have to have patience, the capacity to accept, tolerate, delay. Three qualities that patience, three qualities of patience. Patience creates confidence, decisiveness, and a thoughtful outlook on life. And patience leads to wisdom and success. Now, I believe that because if you have to wait, you got time. You got time to think it out. When we move too fast, sometimes we move too fast. And I can say this, I'm going to speak on this because sometimes we move too fast. I can speak on my own testimony. I just experienced a change, a shift in my life. But I can honestly say it took me having to go back and repent because I was faced with something in my life and I didn't take the time. I didn't wait it out. I wasn't patient. I just jumped on the first thing. I jumped on the first opportunity. And I can honestly say I caught hell because I jumped on the first opportunity. I didn't wait. And I struggled because I didn't wait. I didn't have patience. Even though I thought in my mind I was making the right decision because it was basically based on my livelihood. You know, there was a change and I thought the first thing I need to do was go ahead and I need to move. I need to make moves. I can't sit here and wait around and figure things out. I need to move. I need to find, and I went and found something. But what I found, it wasn't right for me. So it's so important. It's true that patience leads to wisdom and success. Because had I waited, I would have chosen the right opportunity and not the wrong opportunity. And I was in the wrong opportunity for a long time. So I lost time. And I can see where patience creates confidence, decisiveness, and a thoughtful outlook on when you take time and wait. Sometimes you just can't move too fast. It's not beneficial to move too fast. You need to take your time. Pray about things. Get clarity on things. Don't move too fast. Okay? Let's go on over to the quotes. Let's see what they say about the quotes. Let's find some quotes here. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Maybe that's why life is so precious. No rewind or fast forward. Just patience and faith. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. That's good. One moment of patience may ward off great disaster. That's true. One moment of impatience may ruin a whole life. And that is, I lived it. One moment of patience may ward off a great disaster. One moment of impatience may ruin a whole life. And that's so true. That goes for, jumping into something too soon with the wrong person. That goes for making decisions, jumping into making a decision on career or whatever the case may be. It can mess you up. It can be a disaster. Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. That's true. Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. To lose patience is to lose the battle. That's so true. Sometimes what a person needs is not a brilliant mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens. That is good. Don't be so eager to speak. Everything doesn't warrant a response. Sometimes you just need to hear, listen, take it in, and be quiet. Have patience with all things, but first of all, with yourself. That's the truth. Because see, a lot of times we rush because we be in a hurry. We be in a hurry for what? It ain't going nowhere. Be patient with yourself. Don't rush yourself. Don't rush into stuff. Take your time. Think things through. Pray about it. You save yourself a whole lot of heartache, a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of frustration. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. You must first have a lot of patience to learn to have patience. Everything comes to you at the right time. Be patient. Wow. Patience is the road to wisdom. The best things in life come with patience. Wow. Oh, wow. The key to everything is to have patience. You get the chicken by hatching the egg, but not by smashing it. You gotta wait. You gotta wait till that egg cultivate. You have to wait till it grows and it'll grow into a chick. That's true. Patience and silence are two powerful energies. That's what I was saying. Learn to listen and be quiet. Patience and silence are two powerful energies. Patience makes you mentally strong. Silence makes you emotionally strong. And that's true, because even if you're going through something, you can be in an argument, or you can have in a discussion, I should say, and there can be a disagreement. But if you be quiet, there can't be no argument. If you're quiet, the person can be disagreeing with you, but if you don't say nothing back, there is no argument. So that's where the silence makes you emotionally strong. It takes strength to be quiet, especially when the person is disagreeing with you and you may feel that they're wrong. But if you choose to just be quiet and not say anything, that in itself will make you emotionally strong. Because sometimes you just have to sit and listen and just think about, if you take time and think and not react. Like I said, everything don't warrant a response. Awesome. Patience is power. Patience is not an absence of action. Rather, it is timing. It waits on the right time to act for the right principles and in the right way. A lot of times, if we just sit still, if we just be, and I see a pattern here. If we just sit still, then wisdom will come. The right time will come. And you normally will do things the right way. Because guess what? You done sat and you done kept still. You didn't react. You didn't move too fast. You were able to think things through or what have you. And in most cases, you make the right decision when you do that way. So patience is very important. Definitely much needed in your life, It's needed for wisdom. It's needed for success. It's needed. Yes. To know how to wait is the great secret of success. Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. I think I read that one already. And I can honestly say, I'm basically can say that I've learned in this, for this word of the day, that patience brings wisdom. It brings confidence. It brings decisiveness. It brings a positive outlook on life. It leads to wisdom and success. So if you hadn't gotten anything from this message, patience is a needed trait. It's needed for your everyday life. There's not one period of time throughout the day that you may not encounter an opportunity to be patient. So let's work on that. Let's learn to grow and be patient and operate in that capacity. Learn how to accept or tolerate delay in our lives, but just know that delayed doesn't mean denied. You're just in a waiting stage, and soon, very soon, your wait will be over. And in hopes that during that waiting period, you have gained wisdom and your outcome will be successful. I hope you like this video. I hope you will share this video. I hope you receive something from this message. And I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in the next video.